All right, so let's look into actually targeting your prospects. Now, if you're going to do your on-page SEO manually, then you just want to do the common sense stuff that you probably already know. As far as you want to have an H1 tag with your keyword in there. You want to make sure that you use bold, underline, and italicized versions of your key phrase. You want to make sure that you have your key phrase somewhere in that paragraph, the first paragraph, towards the first sentence of the first paragraph, in that article, that frequently asked questions article that we told you to gather some information on. You want to make sure you have different headers within that article. You know, make a H1, H2, and H3 all containing your keyword. If you do those basic SEO things manually, you'll be fine. Make sure you link out to an authority site, something like a CNN.com or a financial site, Wikipedia, something like that. And just the common sense things like making sure that you keep a decent keyword density within that frequently asked question article, whatever that front page article is. Try to fit the keyword in there as much as possible without stuffing. You don't want it to, you don't want it to read like this is purposely an SEO article. If you do those things and just make sure overall that you have quality content, images. If you use the images, make sure you change the name of the image to your keyword. This is just basic SEO, on-page SEO 101 stuff. Like I said, our secret weapon will do this for you. But if you want to do it manually, if you do those things, then it'll be more than enough to get this site ranked. All right, so when it comes to targeting your prospects, what you need to do is just simply open up Google, and you want to find out, well, who are the players in this niche? So we're here at Google, and we're just going to use our same example from earlier. We'll just put Dallas mortgage broker, and let's see what we get back. We have a list here of the people who are listed. You can also go to more and go to places and take a look at everyone there as well. What you want to do is, if you're going to do this yourself, you want to go ahead and open up an Excel sheet and start keeping this information, because you're going to be using it several times. You'll have the name of the company, the name of the contact, the name of the broker, their position, their phone number, fax, email address, physical address. All right, so you'll just work your way through, copy paste those into the Excel sheet. If you don't want to do this, obviously you can outsource it. And we already saw, Fiverr. You can go to odesk.com and have someone do it for you. The next place you want to target to look for prospects are poorly ranked sites. So click back on your Everything tab, and then you want to ignore everybody in these first 3 pages and start going to page 4, because they're pretty much not getting found by Google. And if you find some brokers back here, these are the guys that need your help. Okay, they need more traffic. They already understand the idea about having a website. They're just not getting that much. And you see here we have Dave. Dave has his cell, his local, his fax, email, physical address. So professionals of high-paying niches, you'll find that aren't hard to find. All right, they want to be found by their prospects, so it's going to be easy for you to find them yourself. So you'll go and you'll pull off some more names for that, for your poorly ranked sites for your keyword. That these are the professionals that they know they have a site, they just don't have the wherewithal to get their site ranked. You also want to look at your yellow page advertisers, the ones that have medium-sized ads. You don't want to go with the full-page ad guy right away. Go with the half-page to a quarter-page guy, because the full-page ad person is going to be a little bit hard to get in touch with normally. I've had exceptions where they were easy to get in hold of, and they absolutely wanted to buy advertising, and in that case, you can just piggyback off of them. If you have, Joe Blow, he's the top broker in town. He has the high-priced yellow page advertising, and he's on your site. Well, it's not going to be that much harder to get his copycats to follow. And like I said, you can outsource the whole thing and have someone for really cheaply go and build your Excel sheet for you of all your prospects. But that's where you want to get your prospects from. Now, when it comes to pricing your services, this is really a personal choice that you're going to have to make with you or your business partner, whoever it is that you work with. There is no set price for this type of advertising. We personally start out at $300 for an ad, for a basic ad, and people are willing to pay it all day long. And I'll show you later how this leads into other upsells and other more expensive advertising. But getting your foot in the door is really easy with this. Businesses, the one thing that they do understand, the one thing that they do get is that they have to buy advertising to stay in business. And as a matter of fact, that they incorporate it in their business plan. And I know this sounds funny to anybody who is not an internet marketer, but if you, as an internet marketer, sometimes we get so closed-minded as to what business is all about because of our product launches and our emails and our affiliate offers. But, you know, we forget that there's a whole world of offline business going on around us sometimes. And, you know, these people expect to buy advertising. They expect to pay outrageous amounts of money for advertising. Now, the pricing model that you want to go with, you can go one of a few ways. You can go high month to month. So you have a month to month rate that's higher than all of your other rates because obviously they're on a month to month. You can make it an automatic subscription, or you can just bill out manually. We started out just using Google Checkout, as you saw with our results that we showed earlier in the video. And it's just really easy to go and just send invoices out in Google Checkout, and they go and pay. We do some people that just like to mail monthly checks in. So it depends, and this is a decision you're going to have to make. But what you want to do is have some sort of month-to-month price that's higher. Then you want to have a lower annual subscription. All right? And then what you're going to do with your annual subscription is you're going to calculate the savings to show them. So, for example, if your month-to-month rate is $300 for this basic ad package, on a yearly, at an annual rate, normally that would be, you know, $3,600 if they did all 12 months, one by one. What you can do is you can offer an annual rate. If it's supposed to be 36, you can offer it for maybe 24, or for 3,000, and then show them the savings. Say it's like getting X amount of months free, or it's like really having your month-to-month rate only be $150. Okay, you want to get what that number is so that you can use that in your marketing material. You want to be able to advertise that and say that you can pay this amount, or you can pay this amount per month if you get the annual subscription up front. So work those numbers out before proceeding on with any of it. Another thing that we found really successful is offering a free trial. If you can give them a free trial, any of these advertisers, give them a free trial and with auto bill, which means that it's going to automatically kick in after that month is up. All right. So let's say you give them the advertiser, you tell them you want them to be the featured advertiser on the directory, and you'll let them have a featured listing, which is worth $300. You'll let them have it for free for 1 month. In order for them to get that, they have to go through your sign-up process, which will be either buying your advertising on your site, subscribing through PayPal, or whatever your subscription service is, Google Checkout, and it'll do the free trial. So you put it in at $0 for this payment, and then in 30 days it's going to auto bill at $300. You really don't want to offer a free trial on a promise of a check, unless you really know the business, because there's no guarantee that check is going to come on time. And, you know, sometimes things happen, and it's just easier not to burn that bridge, because if you might get a bad taste in your mouth for that business, and they just might have fallen behind on their accounts payable. Okay. And then you've burned the bridge because they don't want to contact you because they're behind. You don't want to contact them because you think they're jerks. When really, if you want to auto subscribe, everyone could have avoided this altogether, and there would have been no love lost. Now, some of you, depending on where you're coming from, what part, what phase of your life you're in, or what phase of your business you're in, you either may think that $300 a month is too low, or you may think like it's no way in hell that you may be thinking it's too high. Okay, if $300 seems like it's too low to you, then great, because you're going to be able to do stuff to bump that price up. But that's just an entry point. If you think it's too high, you really have to take a step back and to look into the type of people that you're type of people that you're targeting. All right, and what kind of advertising they're already doing. How much money are they already spending? All right, these are people, if you've done what I told you to, you're identifying prospects that have dollar amounts per sale of $500 and more. So it makes perfect sense to them to pay you your little $300, because if a client is worth $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 to them, okay, they pay you $300 for a month at a chance to make that $3,000 plus. For however, if that's only if they get one client, one sale. All right. If you think your prices are too high, look at what they're paying on the yellow pages. Many yellow page ad spots for the big ads range from $10,000, which is really cheap. That's only if you're a new business, to $90,000 plus for the full page color. Okay. That is some serious money, folks, and that is what these businesses are paying, these law firms are paying, accounting services are paying, because that's seen as the only, what their mainstream of pulling customers in. Do you still think your $300 per month is a lot? I hope not. And of course, that's depending on the market. If you're in New York City or something like that, you can see prices higher than this. Depending on the population, the circulation of the yellow pages, etc. At this point, you'll want to also start planning on getting organized. All right. I know if you're anything like me, organization was not my strong suit getting started. And I had invoices everywhere. I had Post-it notes everywhere. Didn't know who to bill when. Well, you can avoid all of this from the beginning if you set your business up right. All it takes is for you to get a copy of QuickBooks. They have a free version and a paid version. If you get the free version, you're going to be limited to about 20 clients. Okay, you keep 20 clients in there. You can send them. You can create invoices. You can track, when their payments are supposed to come in. Everybody's 30 days isn't going to start at the beginning of the month. It's just the fact of at first we thought it would be that way, where all businesses would pay on the 1st, but then you have some guys who come in on the 15th and they want to be billed every 30 days, and you don't want to do any prorating and things like that. So QuickBooks will track all of that. All right, you'll see what's coming in, what's going out. What are you spending with your outsources maybe to find new leads, and what are you getting back in return in ad revenue? All right, keep data early. One thing that I forgot to mention to you when setting up your site is go and set up Google Analytics on your blog immediately if you haven't done so already. We're going to be using this later. People are going to want to see this later when we get to a killer section that people have asked me not to include in this, but oh well. And you're going to need that information. And with QuickBooks, you're going to need you want to keep track of all of your ad revenue, everything. All right. If you don't want to get QuickBooks, there's also you can just use good old the Excel spreadsheets. If you don't want to use QuickBooks, you can use good old-fashioned Excel and set up a spreadsheet with the client's name, their invoice date, paid, their amount, what they, who they spoke with, if it's more than one person, type of thing. But it's really easy to do with these QuickBooks type solutions. If you want QuickBooks without paying QuickBooks money, you can go with GNU. It's gnucash.org. It's an open source version of QuickBooks. All right. If you've ever used OpenOffice, it's something like OpenOffice for QuickBooks. All right. It's open source. It doesn't charge anything. There's no support for it. But it does the job. It gives you invoicing and gives you reports and everything you could want to use, and unlimited amount of clients. Where the QuickBooks would limit you, like I said, to 20 clients. This one is completely free. We're going to set this system up so that the clients actually come to you. All right. You're going to do very little as far as going out, and there won't be any cold calling or anything like that. They're going to come to you, and you're going to need a system in place that can handle these people who are calling you. So the first thing is that you want to have a boring media website. You want to head on over to get your favorite template, your favorite WordPress template, your favorite monster template, any of those templates that you can find for. You want to set up a boring company site that advertises that you are a media company. Okay, and the best way to do that, if you don't want to sit there and figure out all the text to put on there, is just go find another SEO type company and copy their text. And I'm not saying copy paste it, but I'm saying copy their layout. Copy their layout. Don't plagiarize. You can have it rewritten. You can rewrite the way they're writing it and do it the way they're doing it. Don't spend a lot of time with this. Not that many people will pay attention to it, but some of them will. And the ones that do may be the ones that are your big clients. So you need to have a boring site up. If your name's John and your wife's name is Jane, you could be jnjmediainc.com or media if you're not incorporated. If you want to be incorporated, well, there's not enough time in this course for that, but you can get incorporated online, and you don't even have to leave your house, basically. If you go to put in incorporating your state name into Google and use any one of those services, you don't have to, but if you want to open a bank account in your business name, which I strongly recommend, you will need a corporation, at least an LLC. All right. Once you have the company, get your boring media website up that tells a little bit about you, what do you do, and the next thing you'll need is a professional email. So if it's J&J Media, you want to make sure, and your name's John, you want to make sure you have john@jnjmedia.com. You do not want John J&J Media at Google, at Gmail. All right. Nothing's wrong with Gmail, but there's a lot of clients that will double take when they see that you're advertising, you're a web company, and your web company is not really, you don't have a professional email address. All right. You can make it the name of your directory site. So if your name's John and you have J&J Media and your directory site happens to be Dallas Plumbers, at the bottom of Dallas Plumbers, usually there'll be a thing that says, a J&J Media company, a J&J Media site type of thing, which will link back to your main site. This will do several things. It'll be a backlink on the bottom of every directory pointing back to your main site, giving that site some ranking for whatever keywords that your main site will go after in the future. And at the same time, this is what all the big media companies do, and this is what they would expect to see. And you want to mimic what's working and mimic what, you don't want to try to recreate the whole advertising system here. So to recap that, get your boring media site up, get a professional email at the name of your media company. Okay. Optional, you can get it at the name of the directory, so it can be John at DallasPlumbers.com, something like that. But usually it would be the name of the media company. And then you could get a voicemail box. You want to get a voicemail box for that particular area. And this is just my personal preference. This is optional. You can use your cell phone if you want. You can use your home phone, whatever you want. I prefer to get a voicemail box local for that specific site. A site that we found very useful is a site called Call8, K-A-L-L 8.com. You come here, click on sign up. And let's say you're in Dallas, you can click on local US. And you pick your states here on the side. Let's go into Texas. Houston, good enough. Anybody in Dallas is going to know Houston area code. You go ahead and grab that number. You click that number there. That number is yours. Click save it for later. Check out. And you get it all hooked up for you for around $2 a month. Not bad. And this is going to be your box that traps your customers, your prospects when they call in for your advertising. You can call out from it as well using a calling code that they give you. And there's all kind of cool features you can check out with that. So we use that. We use a voicemail box for the area for that particular site. We put that number on the site. And sometimes we'll hook it up to our little help desk plugin that has a chat box or the live call transfer, but that's getting complicated. You don't have to do it as fancy as that. When you get a lot of traffic to the sites, you can trick the thing out because you're getting a lot of traffic. The site's making you money. I mean, if you're getting, if one site's bring you $10,000 a month, it's worth it for you. Remember, I said this to you. These are the little things that you won't find in an ebook. This is just off the top of my head as I remember to tell you what's working great for us. And remember to take some of your money and reinvest it back into the site. Add a little help desk. Bring a content writer on full time, so that they're writing articles for you, building that site out. This is after. You don't need any of this to get started, but you'd be a fool not to continue building on the asset after, if it's giving you $10,000 a month passive, even if it's at $1,000 a month passive, you should reinvest back into the site itself. You also want to set up an Aweber account or some sort of autoresponder. Your clients you're going to treat them in a way, something like a buyer from an internet marketing product. So you'll be able to contact them in the future and let them know, your ad is showing, or this ad space is available, or, just general industry information. You want to position yourself as an authority, and you want to keep this communication open. A lot of times they'll write back and say, what is this space going for? Or you tell them this advertiser backed out, and you have this space available. And by doing that, later on, when you want to offer your services, your additional services to them, the line of communication is already open, and they're already used to working with you. And by having the Aweber or some sort of autoresponder set up, you can just schedule messages to go out, and you can also broadcast to your all your clients at once. Now, naturally, you're not going to broadcast a message for advertising space on DallasMortgages.com out into your whole list of people from Idaho, California. But if you have a group of Dallas mortgage brokers that are advertising, you want to have them in your autoresponder, and you can have generic messages in your autoresponder for everyone about your company and about advertising rates and things like that. So that's optional. We have one, and you can get started without one, but eventually you will probably need one, an autoresponder account. All right, getting traffic. Now, this is an optional kickstart that you can use, and this we recommend this as well. Let's say you set the site up, all right, and you really want to get the traffic going to this. You have some affiliate offers on there. You have some affiliate, some CPA offers. You have it all built out. The directory set up. You have your contact info. Everything is pretty much ready to go. What you can do is go to Google AdWords. If you don't have an account, go and create one. And you want to click on, once you log into your account, you want to click on New Campaign. Now, once you click on New Campaign, you're going to give your campaign a name here, and you're going to select your state or city. You can go to, I would just do state originally. Select the state that this campaign is going to be running. If it's an existing campaign, let's put this on campaign type. You want to put display ad builder right there, and let's say we want a state right there. And right now it's on Maryland. You can change that. And you're going to put your budget between $25 and $50. By the way, if you didn't want Maryland, you can go and pretty much go with any state in the United States. I mean, you would open that up. And then within each state, let's say we were back to our Texas example. Here you go. So if you wanted Dallas, we would just check off Dallas and click save. And now we're getting cheap traffic from Dallas. And you'll come in here and you'll set your click amount at 1 cent. First of all, you would have a display ad builder. You'll enter some keywords here for your general market. All right, the keywords in here would just be general Dallas. You go to your keyword tool and put in general Dallas information. Dallas sites, Dallas-based sites that get a lot of traffic. You dump those in there. Big sites, locals like CNN, things like that, sites that people would normally visit on a daily basis anyway. Okay, you can put those in there, and stock sites, just your top sites you would put in there. You can go to Alexa, and they'll tell you the top 500 sites on the web right now. All right, so you grab those sites, and you got to be careful. I mean, you can get a lot of traffic really, really quickly. And you put those in there, and some just common, even news keywords. If something happens with the president, or if some type of bill is passed, just general things that people, any general core audience would be interested in. You can put those in. The point is that you're trying to get a big boatload of traffic that narrows down to only people from the selected state that you already picked in the previous step. So Google's going to filter out all the other people, all right? And then your ad, when you go to display ad builder, is going to be something to the effect of looking for a Dallas mortgage. You must know these 3 steps first, or do these 3 things first, or let our directory tell you what, you're going to send the traffic with propose some sort of question and send them to your directory, which has a home page, which is a frequently asked questions article that you already put together and you had written. So you're going to get the answer to your question right away, and they're also going to be exposed to the advertisers who are on your blog, who are paying you money. So you're sending them targeted traffic. You're going out there and you're bringing them targeted traffic immediately, and this is optional. All right, so you would just come down here, put the 1 cent in, and you'll be good to go. Like I said, totally optional, but you will get a huge kickstart to getting traffic flowing right to the directory, and it also helps with the rankings. Google will see that there's a longer average time that visitors are spending to your site. They'll see that people are bookmarking your site, coming back to your site. They'll see that natural traffic, so they'll give it obviously more of a priority in the engines. All right. So if you set your per click cost to 1 cent, $10 is getting you a lot of traffic. All right, and if you do that on a daily basis, well, you've instantly given your site a boost of traffic that advertisers will love. All right, so let's get into actually landing these deals. You have a site up. Let's say you have the site up. You have everything going. You got some traffic flowing. Maybe you don't have traffic flowing yet, but you have it ranked, and it's at least in a position that you can start selling advertising. First thing you want to do is go through your prospect list, and you want to send a general email. All right, you're going to start off by sending email to these people, and it's going to be something to the effect of your name. You have a site that's a directory that's the number 1 directory for people looking for whatever it is that your directory does, mortgages or retirement homes. It's ranked high in the search engines. Right, you have a few ad spaces available. You offer a great contact that attracts high quality leads for them. And then you just want to close off asking them if they wanted to contact you to discuss rates or whatever it is, just to give you a call. at your local number that you have, which forwards to your phone. All right. Why don't I give you a template? Because templates usually backfire on people. But if you capture the essence of what I just told you and put it in an email and make it sound professional yet friendly, you'll get a really good response. I learned this the hard way, and the personal approach always outpulls the cookie cutter template. Sounds like it came out of a local marketing 101 toolkit. If you make it a personable type of thing that relates to something that they're doing, or maybe their site, or just send a general email, let them know that the space is available, what kind of traffic it gets, and how they can reach you. That will do the trick. But we're not going to stop there. Then we're going to go and fax them. We're going to take that same letter and you're going to fax them directly. If you don't have their fax, call the receptionist. Hey, this is John. I'm trying to fax a letter to Tim. What's his fax number? His direct fax number. The receptionist will be more than happy to give it to you 9 times out of 10. You'll find that most fax numbers are listed if the niche warrants it. Not all plumbers are going to have a fax. But you'll find almost every lawyer, every accountant, every mortgage broker, every real estate agent will have a fax publicly listed. If not, the receptionist will give it to you. So you want to send them a fax. Then you want to go and send out the Ninja postcard. This is a secret weapon that another tactic. Partners are saying, hey, you shouldn't include that. That can be a offer or a product all by itself. But what the hell? I figured if you're going to do this thing, we should just give you, I want to really give you everything that we use. And this Ninja postcard is responsible for 10 to 30% conversions. 10 to 30% conversion. And for those of you who aren't familiar with traditional direct marketing, if you mail out letters to somebody and you get a 1 to 2%, 3% response rate, you're really cooking. You're doing good. But this postcard will get 10 to 30% conversions if it gets to the person. All right. The way this happens is, number one, a postcard goes out and it's directly going to the person. The way that we do it is, they don't even have to open it like a letter. Letters get filtered. Letters get opened, set aside, and then people are suspect of letters. But the postcard gets read no matter what because it's already there. The message is printed right there. If you're thinking we're going to send out some fancy, high gloss colored, high def, ultraviolet coating postcard, well, you're wrong. We're going to say what we've been sending. I thought that. Maybe you didn't, but originally I thought the higher the quality, the better the response. It sounds stupid now, but the postcard that ended up doing tremendously well was just standard vanilla cardstock postcard. We printed 4 to a sheet. 4 of these 4x6 postcards to a sheet using cardstock from your regular office supply store. The front of the card looks like this. There's some ninja tactics in here. It looks simple, but this is giving away that this one tip here is worth more than 10 times whatever you paid to get access to this information. And you go test it and you tell me it's not. But you want to take this card, you want to put the stamp here, obviously. Here's your prospect's name, email, name and address. And then up here you're not going to put your return name. Don't put your return name, just put your address. And then your city, your state, and your zip. All right? That's the first part of the formula. It just works. It creates a little bit of curiosity. They don't know where the hell this thing is coming from. And this is the color you want to go with. You can go with pale blue if you want, but don't be tempted to go hot pink, hot yellow. This is the color that works. All right? It's professional, but it's a little bit different from the regular white. All right? So this vanilla is the secret sauce. And then on the back, you want to have the date, the time, who it's going to. So let's say this is a mortgage broker, Joe Johnson. And then the subject, it's going to be regarding right here. It's going to say your listing. Joe doesn't know what the hell, what listing. What was this? An ad listing? Is it he doesn't know what the listing is. And then it says, please call Tim, marketer, or whatever your name is, at 1234567 in Las Vegas after 9 a.m. on Monday. He has been trying to reach you from Amy Cook. Apparently, this is somebody's secretary who's writing you that this person has been trying to reach you. And this person's so damn busy that they can't be reached until next Monday at 9 a.m. Do you know what Joe is going to do? Joe is going to mark that time in his calendar. Joe is going to put that card in his pocket and make it a priority to get back to you. If you would mail this letter, if you would have mailed a sales pitch, in a sales letter, and then you have the big red headline, and hey, Joe, we have advertising available at this site, and we get 1 million clicks. Joe would toss that aside. We've tested this over and over and over again. He's going to toss that letter aside and not pay you any attention because you're screaming out, the wrong message to him. This gets Joe calling you. Once you get Joe on the phone, Joe can call your outsource if we want to have somebody who handles phone calls, but it's not going to be a hard call. It's not going to be a sale or anything. Joe's calling you. He wants to know what it's about. Oh, Joe, we own DallasMortgages.com. We have 3 advertising spots available. We're currently getting X amount of visitors. We're ranked number 1 for this term, and we get this type of traffic. Would you be interested in more information? So you can send him an ad packet. That's it. That's all you got to do. Or let Joe call you back. If he calls you back, if you're really scared of being on the phone, some people are just petrified of being on the phone, and it's respectable. I'm not going to tell you to go out and become a phone Jedi overnight. Hey, you've set up your client tracker system, your client tracker. So now when they call you back, they're already in your voicemail, which tells them, by the way, this is another hot tip, that you'll get back to them within 24 hours. You want to say that on the voicemail. It shows that you check your voicemails often, and they can expect a call within 24 hours. I'm giving you everything, folks. So when you do that, they'll know to expect a call from you. You can call in, see if they're available, or you can get the receptionist and say, hey, by the way, what's his email? I have a rate card I need to send over to him. And there you go. You don't even have to talk to the guy. If you want to break the ice by emailing him first, then you can email him. But if you really got to get over, if you're petrified of being on the phone, it's one of the quickest ways that you're going to be able to. It will help you build this a lot faster if you don't mind just being on the phone for 5 minutes and saying, telling them which site is, where is it ranked, and can you send them more information on the rate card. It's really, really simple. We've milked this thing from having 2 clients to having over 63 clients. It may be 64 as of today. We got to check, but it's really, really simple. And you can expose this you can use this through markets all across the U.S. And as a matter of fact, you can can everything you've learned so far and just use this postcard in whatever you're doing online. And you can get 10 times what you've paid for this course back by the increase in conversions that you'll get from this postcard. There's some strong psychology going on in this postcard but it looks very simple. Just some things to remember. You want to print these more than one at a time, obviously. I mean, it's a basic 4x6 card, so you can get about 4 of them on one sheet. You want to keep this area free down here so the post meter can mark the card. And just, again, remember not to put your name up there or phone number. Just whatever your box number, your address is here, whether you're using a box or a physical address, it doesn't matter. And make sure you put their name. And if you don't have an assistant, put your wife, put your neighbor's name, put anybody, just don't put it from you. We've noticed that this leads to a huge spike in conversions by having sort of a female name down here in the from section, because the perception is that you have a receptionist that is sending this letter to them for you on your behalf, which raises your importance. All right. Crazy response rates, you'll see. And I'm actually excited for you to test it out. All right, additional services. Once you have advertisers on board, you can go and you can offer them a whole boatload of services, because the fact is that once they're your customer, they're your customer. So now that you've broken the ice, it's easier to sell an existing customer something than it is somebody who's brand new. So you can go out and you can sell them SEO services and things like that. One of the easiest natural things to sell them when you have a directory site and they're buying a banner ad from you is your banner design services. And this is just brain dead simple. You can spend $50 to have the banners designed, and you can sell them an ad package for $250, $100, depending on how elaborate and the different sizes of banners they want. Okay? So you can see the profit there just by offering something they're going to need anyway. Now you can start rolling into some of your traditional local marketing stuff. So now you can get into the search engine optimization packages and all. Probably this is where most of the stuff that you've learned about local marketing so far would fit in. After you've already gotten your foot in the door and you've got a paying customer, somebody who's actually, paying you on a monthly basis. Now you can start off from these upsells and the search engine optimization stuff. Now I'll be honest, this isn't our main upsell. We have one that kicks this one's, what? It does a lot. I mean, we have SEO, but we find a lot of times some of these local businesses in certain niches are getting SEO'd out. They're reading about it. They have guys calling them now. They have there's companies out there that are setting up SEO farms. They're putting Filipino workers to the phones, 24 hours a day, leaving messages on small businesses all across America, giving away websites in the hopes to get the hosting. That's a damn good business model, by the way. I'm not knocking that. It's just that these people you're not the first guy that's going to be contacting them about SEO. What you have, the advantage that you have on the competition is that they're already paying you. They're already a customer of yours. Okay. You're now in their list of vendors. All right. Vendors to a business gets treated totally different than salesmen. All right. By becoming a vendor and giving them advice, you have a totally different relationship. So it's important to remember that. And as a vendor, you can go and you can offer them leads. You can say, hey, we have this directory and it's ranked. By the way, we have a free report. If you haven't put a free report on your directory, I strongly recommend doing so. And what do I mean by that? If your site is Dallas Mortgage Brokers, it wouldn't hurt for you to put a free report that says 10 things you must know about getting a mortgage in Dallas, 10 things you must do before you even ever consider getting a mortgage in Dallas, or something like that, and have them opt in for that report, for that, that AWeber I told you that you would need. Well, if you opt in, now all these people who opt in, they're asking for name, email. These are becoming leads for people who are obviously looking for a mortgage in Dallas. So down the road, you're getting a crap load of traffic. You can start selling off the leads. All right, and who are you going to sell them to? The people who are already paying you. And how are you going to do that? Well, they're already in the autoresponder list. This is why it's important to set everything up from the beginning. All these, let's say these mortgage companies in Dallas are already in your autoresponder. Hey, I just wanted to say it was a great month. Yada, yada, yada. We're proud to announce that we're going to be releasing a limited amount of high quality leads from our site. They're going to be on a first come, first served basis. If you're interested, email us back. Okay. Do you think some of your clients, your existing clients, would be interested in that? Considering that, that deal is worth $2,500 up and up for them, depending on the type of mortgage. So it just makes sense for them to give you, $500 for all your leads. Now, as good as all of those upsells are, that is not our main upsell. What I'm going to reveal to you now, I can't believe I'm giving you, because this is a bread and butter upsell. This is what we call the King Kong upsell service. And I don't see anybody out there talking about this. I haven't seen it. And if you do, email me. But this would be referred to as virtual tours. This does not apply with financial companies so much. This more has to apply with companies that have actual physical places that consumers can go. Realty companies, agents, retirement homes has been a sweet one for us. What you're going to do is offer a virtual tour service. You're going to use a software. There's lots of these out there, by the way. This is the one that we've used in the past and that we use today. It's virtual tour software called TourWeaver. It's $99. You won't, if you don't have the cash, first of all, you won't even be thinking about upsell until you get your paid clients in hand. Because this is an upsell that you do once you have people already in your funnel. These are paying customers of yours, paying clients. Use this tour software and you can offer, let's give you an example. Let's say you offer a real estate agent the ability to give them something like this, so that they see this 360 view that that customer, you can do. Or let's say this is a retirement home or an assisted living home. This is a nice assisted living house here, and some family member wants to preview it before sending Granny off to be on her own. Well, you can offer this service, and they love it, and it has a very, very high perceived value. And that tool, the TourWeaver, will allow you to do it cheaply by stitching together images. You don't have to. Some of the tactics out there, we've searched all the solutions, okay, and they require you to get a fisheye lens and have the tripod, and that will create an awesome effect. But if you really want to do it the bootstrap way, you can stitch together the images that you can use with your camera. And what you'll do is you'll put this tour together, or you can use Animoto just to put a tour together with a camcorder. Just take a regular digital camcorder, a handy cam, and go record the facility. So sticking with the nursing home, let's say you go there, you get a recording of the outside, and you go in and record the little lady at the desk. You go in and show the beds, show the play area, show them playing shuffleboard in the common area. Come back home, slap that content in Animoto. It looks like you got a multi-$1,000 production. Okay, either way is fine. I've done both. build a niche guide. So let's say you're going to do this tour. All right. Your site you're going to do is a Dallas nursing home site, and it's going to be a niche guide directory site. And the niche guide portion of it is what we already told you, the facts section. 12 tips you need to know about choosing a nursing home. Having that right on the home page. All right. And you'll have that information there, and it'll have all kind of articles that are being added to it. You'll have your WP Local Plus content being pulled in, the reviews and things like that. But now you have the aspect of the virtual tour. All right. You can sell, so next you would have the site built, and you go and you sell ads to clients. You'll have clients on board. All right. I'm giving you the rundown of how this natural progression would go. So you have the clients who are paying you for ads in the directory. Then once they become clients of yours, you'll contact them to do the virtual tour for the directory. We charge $2,000 to $5,000 up front and $997 a year, and there's no reason why you can't do the same thing. $2,000 to $5,000 up front is cheap for a company to come out and do the virtual tour the way we do it. All right, you can do this, and that's where you saw the payment spikes. And we have some that will come out and say they want to tour the whole facility and their other franchises as well. Like you're starting a relationship with people, and it just keeps building. It snowballs, and this is why I said you're going to have a huge snowball effect. This strategy by itself, folks, is good for $10,000 to $30,000 a month if you do it right. And then, and this is renewable contracts. These are renewable contracts. You're building a real profitable business, a real business with real assets. All right, not just your average internet marketing list that you send some affiliate products to once in a while. And some of you may have heard me mention this word asset for some time now. You may be asking, where's he going with this? Why is this whole asset thing such a big deal? Let me ask you, what could you do with an extra $90,000 to $150,000 in your bank account? All right, in the next 60 days. What would you do with that kind of money? If you have that kind of money, then, what would you do with another $150,000 more? All right. It is quite possible that once you go through this process the first time, that after you're all set up, you have your clients, you have a site that's ranked high, that you can extract maybe high six figures, depending on what type of site you've put up, in a very, very short period of time. And the way you can do that is through flipping your site. Flipping these types of sites has given us more cash flow in the shortest amount of time. That it's the equivalent of you being a guru, having a knock it out the park product launch, but not having to do any of the work associated with the product launch. And I'm not talking about the $1 million product launches. And you'll know if you've been in internet marketing a long time, that even the $1 million product launches, the guru will see half of that if he's lucky. Almost a quarter of that. But this is your own version of that, your windfall. You'll be able to flip your site for at least 20 times monthly. At least. Okay, notice, the industry standard is usually for a website 8 to 10 times monthly. Whatever it makes, you count on getting 8, whatever it makes per month, try to get 8 to 10 times, if it's a real site that's been doing it for some time. But this way you can get you can get 10 times more, and not 10 times more, but 20 times monthly. And the reason why is because you have a real business with real receivables. You have contracts, okay? These are assets. These are businesses that you've gone out and acquired that are already willing to pay you monthly. They're already signed up. Their payments, if you've structured it the right way, are coming to you monthly. All right? That's an asset. You have serious ad revenues. Okay? You have serious ad revenues not just from them. I'm not talking about just your clients, but I'm talking about also from your CPA offers. I'm talking about if you've put Google AdSense on this site. All right? Just look at 20 times $1,000 a month. $20,000 site, if that's all you're making. Okay? You have valuable leads. You have a lead funnel now. Another way that the site is monetized. So now your site's bringing X amount of leads, and you have these clients who are on board to purchase leads from you. That adds to the value. You have a valuable search engine position. By the way, the site is ranked at number 1. That's like the cherry on top for somebody who's looking to buy a real business, an asset. and you're offering control of data and miscellaneous assets. You'll find that there are several types of people that will want to buy this site. The first one is the type of the person who is a site buyer or a team. There's teams out there that, they pool their credit lines and things like that, and they'll want to buy it off of a site like Flipper. And they'll go to flipper.com, which is a site buying and selling marketplace, and they'll see your site and they'll bid on it, and you can put it up for auction, and they'll want to buy it, and you can do really well selling it there because of all your ad revenue, your proof, your search engine rankings, and your customers. But there's also a customer, there's also a person, a type of business that will want to buy this site simply for this one at the bottom right here, control of the data. Okay? If it's a mortgage site and it's ranked number 1 and there's lots of competitors on that site as well, you will get offers from other companies that want to buy the entire site so they can do what? So that they can change the content, so that they can put their ads everywhere, so that they can say that they're the best mortgage company in the world, take the reviews, which kills the credibility, but you don't care because they bought the site, they can do whatever they want with it. And they just want to be able to plaster themselves all over the place, and they want to own the site. They want to own the leads, they want to own the whole thing, the whole shebang. And these are the people that will give you a huge cash out for that site, especially in these high dollar niches. It comes down to, do we want to spend this much for this ad, or do we want to go drop the 80,000 over here to this guy and just take over this whole niche website over here, which is getting high searches for the keyword that we want to be found for. You can build this as big as you want. Okay, this can be as big or as small as you want. So I've laid it all out, folks. You can fill in the blanks. Okay, like I said, this wasn't going to be a course on copywriting. I'm not going to sit here and teach you how to write copy or anything. I just gave you exactly what we do, what works, and tell you where to go to get it done. All right, check the resources section, the PDF, and there'll be some direct links in there that you can find some of the resources used in this tactic. But I guarantee it, if you apply it, if you use the plugin, WP Local Plus plugin, you remember the coupon code, and you use all the strategies, and most importantly, you take action. This is life-changing information. Okay? You don't call me 2KJ for nothing. This is one of the core methods, one of the core strategies that we use, that I personally use for the bulk of my income. And I'm no one special. I'm not one of the gurus up on the stage or anything like that. I don't have 50,000 people on my list or anything like that. But what I do have is a proven way to make passive income quickly that my customers happen to love and they love me for. And that's very rare nowadays. And if you apply this, if you actually take action, I guarantee that you will exceed whatever it is that you're expecting to do with this method, because there is no limit on it. There's no, you can't saturate this because every local market has a market within the market, and every market within the market has a different way to structure the domain name. And basically, it's going to come down to the domain name that you pick, the traffic that it gets, the traffic that you send to it, and the clients that you bring on. Okay? And that's going to determine the income that you make. All right, guys, take action. If you have any questions, email us, and I wish you the best.